everyone, and welcome to Vagina Therapy. I'm your host, Dee, and today, da da dum, I'm with Sara,
Hi.
one of my BFFs. Sara, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, people of Agenda Therapy. Hi, Dee. I'm Sarah, 32, here chilling in Belgium, I know Dee from work, and we've connected with, now we're friends.
Single?
Ready to mingle? Yes. Okay, this is not a dating.
No, this is not a dating
episode.
app. Yeah, no. But you never know what might come out.
Hey, you never
Hit us on
know.
the DM, huh?
You never know.
So, darling, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm good.
You
Yes,
good?
I'm fresh. Just came back from holidays not long ago, so
Nice. Yeah,
it's
you
good.
did go on holiday
Mm-hmm.
to Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico, yes.
Tell me, how? Okay, you went to Puerto Rico and you've been to Dominican Republic. Which one is better?
Different vibe. I have to say, Dominican Republic. I haven't experienced it as a local, where like I haven't experienced the island really. I've only been
Okay.
to Punta Cana
Oh, okay.
and
So
Santo Domingo
touristic.
for a day. So Puerto Rico was fun. I'm sorry.
Puerto Rico has a different
It's
vibe.
yeah.
It's fun, but I think more. I don't know how you say it. More safer.
It's
Safer, yeah.
safer. Yeah, I did feel safe. Yeah, San Juan area, and yeah, it's pretty okay.
I haven't been to San Juan since 1996.
Time to go back.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to.
island life is great. As just island life is great.
Yes,
Or
it's
that's
chill, laid back.
yes.
I think we're closer as a community in the
hmm
Caribbean. Everybody knows
hmm I think
everyone.
it has to be the sun. So I'm from the south. I'm Mediterranean. I'm Moroccan. Both my parents are Moroccan. So I think it really has to do with that.
Yeah,
Like the more sun you have, the I don't know. It does something to your brain. It does
the more
something to your body.
energy. Yeah,
More energy you have, and it's like people like you feel it. Like people are sunnier
yeah.
in some way.
Nicer.
Nicer. Yes,
Let's be
it's
honest.
true. Let's be honest. I mean, it's true. It's like it's very true.
Yeah, yeah.
I always feel that when I go to those sunny places, island life, anywhere is south.
You're just rejuvenated like one time,
It's
like
people are warmer.
energized. It's like,
hmm
oh, you
You
become,
glow.
yes, you are
You
so
glow.
happier.
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah.
lighter. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yes,
Exactly. That's
that's
really what
that's
it
the
is.
word.
It's our vibe.
Yes, it's our
So
vibe.
let's manifest it. Pack our
Let's
bags
let's
and go.
try. Yeah, yeah, we do. So you're Moroccan,
I am.
but you weren't born in Moroccan,
No, I was born in Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah.
So you're more Belgium
Yeah,
than
European,
yeah.
I'd say. Um, I can't say yes and no. So it's like all of my sisters, we all grew up here. My dad came here like 60 years ago, over 60 years ago. Yeah, he's been more in Belgium than in Morocco. So then he got married. My mom came over. So then yeah, it's five of us, five girls. I'm the youngest, and yeah, it's always been the thing is compared to maybe it's generation where so I was born in the 90s. Anything after I think is a lot more European and
Mm,
Belgian,
mm,
westernized. I would say westernized,
okay.
not just Belgian. Whereas for me and maybe my siblings, we were still like at home. We spoke Moroccan, like Arabic. Still very attached to like culture and stuff. We would go
Mm.
to Morocco every summer, spend the whole summer over there. Still very attached to that. Whereas
Oh.
maybe the newer generations have less of that
Mhm.
because their parents are born here. So
Correct.
first language would be then French or whatever, Dutch or whatever, depending where they live. Whereas for us, it was more Arabic than French.
So they made sure that
Yeah, and
even
they
though
didn't know
you,
anything else.
oh wow,
My
okay,
mom doesn't know
that's
how to
good.
read and write. Never been to school. She was like, raised how it is. I'm pretty sure Caribbean is the same. It's like you grow up how to
Absolutely.
clean, maintain the house. They teach you how to
Yes,
maintain the house,
and
how to clean,
cook.
cook, and
Yeah.
all that thing. And then once you get married, you do the same for your husband, your kids. And obviously, when she got here, she had to work too. So she was working, but still taking care of the house and stuff
Mhm.
like that. My dad never went to school. He just learned the alphabet out on the street with some guy, and that's how he got, he got to learn and listen to the radio, whatever.
Wow.
They learn French on the go. Like they can speak a little bit and understand, but just to get by. Um, which is different than with the newer generations. Like I see with my
Correct.
sisters, they have their kids and everything. So yeah, it was easier for them, or I would say for my nephews and
Mm-hmm.
nieces, because their parents speak
Correct.
the language. They can, have them with school, whatever. I didn't have that. Like you
Yeah.
had to do it yourself
Yeah,
because
of
your
course.
parents
They
don't know
really
anything.
thugged it out. Like they thugged
Yeah.
it out.
Oh yeah. It was
But I
yeah.
think that's what helps the younger kids, I think, when they have the kids to really like not struggle, but really move forward in life. Like you gotta just
Mm-hmm. Yes, but then it's I think at some point there is a fine line between that, because you have to remember that you're still a child at the same time. And so I would speak for me, like over the years, finding out is like, yes, I was a child, but I was too independent, too young. It's
I
like,
think we were
you
all
know,
yeah, yeah.
and that's the thing, is like it's good. I think it's good to teach that to your kids, and
Hmm.
you have to let them figure out and thug it out, because life is rough. And you'll see once you start working, guys. If you're not working yet, once you start working, school, whatever group projects you have, once you start dealing with real life and real people, shit
Huh.
gets real.
Very much
So
so.
it's good that you have to know that, like thug it out and know just to push through, but at the same time, for our generation, us like 90s, 80s, if you really had to thug it out, you end up being hyper independent, wanting to be, and sometimes like I don't want to
Yeah,
be.
exactly. And I think that's where our childlike demeanor comes out sometimes when we're
Hmm.
grown because we did have a childhood, but we didn't have a childhood.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
it's like moments here and there, but then most of the time, you actually were the bigger person. You
Mhm.
were like, I know for sure.
I'm the
It's like,
adult here. Like, calm down, mom.
yeah, it's like I was supposed to act this way, not this way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And do you think that that frustrates you because you grew up in that way when you see these new softy ass generations?
um, not frustration, not anymore, because obviously, like, you do a lot of work. You research, you read, psychology. You try to understand why you're acting a certain way, or am I crazy? What's going on in this head, and then you find out, certain traits of yourself. So no, it doesn't frustrate me. It's just I find it sad in a sense, because it's like I feel like we're two extremes, where
Hmm.
now they're too cuddled. They're too, like, everything has to
Soft.
be handed,
Yeah.
and they throw a tantrum for anything.
Entitled. I think they're
Entire, oh
entitled.
yeah.
Yeah. Let it out, girl. Let it out.
Oh god, these entitled fuckers. Yeah, it really is that. So that pisses me off, because
Same here.
so it's not even frustration at this point. It's just like we had to figure it out in some way.
I think
Um,
we were not born, but we grew up with common sense. I think
you dare speak that word in front of me? I have a personal problem with common sense, because the reality is common sense doesn't exist anymore. What used to be common is now not common, and what used to be not common is now common.
yeah.
And I'll throw that in. I think Corona in 2020 that fucked it
You
up.
think
I'm sure that did something. People were stuck in their house. They didn't know what to do. They were just 100% online. They were like, oh, let's be uncommon. And then, I don't know.
and I thought that Corona would have softened people up or
No,
given them the time to at least read a
no,
book.
no, no. That's
But
having too much faith and hope for the humanity.
that's yeah, I was naive back then, but I thought it would have made
Yeah.
humanity
I think it did for
nicer.
some. It was very eye opening for a lot of people, but yeah, not everybody.
Yeah, some
But
became more antisocial, some became more idiotic, some became more uncommon with the sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
is crazy.
Um.
But yeah, they're entitled. They believe that everything needs to be given to them
Mhm.
in a freaking platter. No, bitch. Work your ass off.
Exactly.
Climb that ladder. Don't come here thinking that, yeah,
Yeah.
shit is supposed to be easy. No.
It's like we learned it where you have to put in work to get something,
And
and
respect and show respect.
yes, that goes both ways. So, and that's, I think it's lacking. But then you think, who do we blame? Do we blame the society? Do we blame their education? Do we blame, like, at home, school? Because sometimes at home you can have, your parents can teach you certain things, but then who you hang out with, and like the friendships that you make, school and everything,
Hmm.
sometimes they give you crazy things, crazy ideas, and
Yeah.
so it's like, who do we blame at this point? But then I think every person, that they're on their own path. But yeah, it's not frustration, it's just, yeah, that entitlement. Sometimes you're like, you don't know nothing,
Yeah, not at
because it's
all.
like you say, it's like softies. And it's like when something really really big or tough happens in their life,
They can't handle it.
yeah, how are they gonna handle
Yeah.
it? you know it's like, I
It's
hope they
like
will find a way, but
we were
I'm sure
left
they will find a
home.
way, but
We were left home alone, 7, 6,
mm,
alone at
yeah,
night because our parents had to either work or go out or whatever.
yeah,
What are you going to do now? It's like all of a sudden something goes wrong and you're like, oh my God, what is happening? What is going on?
yeah,
They don't know how to survive.
yeah. But we learned too hard not to
I was
like to
just going to say,
survive.
do you think that maybe we were damaged?
Damn, damage, girl,
Emotionally
emotional,
damaged.
damn it. Um, I don't like, damage is too strong. I
Yeah.
don't think it's damaged. It's just, there's a lot, we lacked, I think. I mean, over the years, looking into me and how I
Hmm.
am, and like the evolution of me as well.
Hmm.
A lot of how who you are and how you become and how you behave, I think, comes from the trauma. But I don't want to blame it all on it, because if you do, then you stay stuck. So
I'm stuck.
you have to find a way to heal from it, and just, that's what it is. It happened, whatever it is. And sometimes it's like, it can be like microaggressions, little things that, someone says, oh, it's fine, it's normal, but for you it meant something.
Of course, yeah.
And I think it comes from that. um but yeah, the when they say you have a certain, you live on, I think we lived for a long time, and I think we still do, in survival mode. And that one is usually a reaction to a trauma. It's like how we coped with it. And that's why, and that trauma can be anything. It can be
Hmm.
something really really big and really bad that nobody wants to speak about, it's taboo, whatever. And it can be very small, like, but for you it was big.
Hmm.
It hurt you, or you felt sad, you felt this. And the only way that you could cope through it is, go survival mode. And then, yeah, I think for us it was more, be that impulsive person, and just, people would say, oh, you're scary, you're nervous, intimidated. And, no.
Are you
But
talking
that's,
about me?
no, I'm not talking about you. It's things that people
No,
have
but
said to me
yeah,
as well
yeah.
over the years. There was a girl, we were like super close besties in primary school, and then high school and everything. We all went to different schools. Met her years later. At that point, I was done with school and I was working and stuff. And we just crossed paths, like, oh, how are you? Like, catching up. She's like, oh my God, you're so different. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you speak different. Your demeanor is different. I said, what do you mean? She said, yeah, I used to be afraid of you. I'm like, but we were friends. So, you know,
What?
it's like there is that thing where people are intimidated, and they just, but that's just because we have,
A
it's,
presence to like just.
yeah, but that's, I wouldn't have been like that for a while if it wasn't for my childhood, and for the things that I lived through childhood. Like, I
Mhm.
was bullied by my sibling and stuff. Like, that was big part in how I became, who I am. But now, after spending years of, trying to go through it, accept it, like, be done with that chapter because it's not who I am. It's not who I want to be, you know? And
Yeah,
that's why I
but
mean,
a lot of people hold on to who you
yes,
were.
their problem.
Yeah, but I think that's a huge problem to this, because it's like, okay, you think you know me, but you don't. You knew a version of me.
Hmm.
Why do people just continue to hold on to that version of you? Do they want to hold on to a particular version of another person because maybe it helps them with their trauma?
Yes, it could be. It could be.
I could be a psychologist.
Yeah, damn right we could be. Yeah, it could. There's like some sort of comfort. You know, change is difficult.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's difficult to accept change because accepting it means you don't, you know, it's like, oh, it's getting out of your comfort zone. It's getting into something that you don't
The
know, that you can't
unknown,
control
yeah.
as well. That unknown shit is scary for most, for a lot.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of people will not admit it and they will not, you know, take the step. And I think where that's where the difference comes in when it comes to the traumas and everything is those moments, like if you want to heal those moments, you have to relive them in a sense. So it's like you go through it, you think about it, and you know how you reacted to that situation. So you know your triggers deep down.
I
You
even get
see?
chills.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that's where the difference comes is that when you're ready to do that step, like you're tapping into that unknown. You're tapping into that change. And usually, that's what we say is like change is good. Change can be good. And you you know who we were 10, 15, 20 years ago, you know, when I was a kid, it's not who I am today. It's like those situations or those moments, how I reacted, whatever, it helped me. I think, yeah, you know, surviving and coping in certain way become
Hmm.
a bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, but like very stern.
Hmm.
And it's like nobody fuck with me,
Yeah.
you know. But then some people, they're like, oh, they get scared. Well, you know what, at this point, like, you know what, well, scare away,
Yeah,
bye. Then you're
exactly.
not meant to be around me. Because the real people that actually take that step further, and yes, you know, it's not a bitch resting face, it's more of a closed off face. And that, because that's why I tell you, like, the same, I'm not describing you,
No,
it's
no,
what people
no.
have told
That
me.
this is why we got, you
It's why we
know,
connect, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's because we, you know, we've been through, I think, some of similar situations, like,
But when you said that, you know, your sibling bullied you, and that was like, you seem to know what triggered or what were your traumas. Do you know all of your traumas, and have you worked through them?
I don't think all. I don't think all because I think there's certain things that are very like buried, and for those to come back to light, it takes a lot. And because also when you're going through that, you have other shit happening in your life at the same time. So you're like, what do I
Exactly.
do?
Yeah.
You gotta pick and choose a little bit. But what I've learned over time is that the center of it all should be yourself, and that's where it gets difficult because so all of that, so your upbringing, you know, the education, the examples, the image that you had of the people around you as well, because it's not just what your parents teach you. You know, I'll take education based on what your parents, you know, share to you and give you and give to their, you know, kids and stuff. It's what they teach you in the words and everything, but it's also what you observe, you know, what you hear, what you see them do, what you see other people around you do. And you know, it's like on my side, it's like I have, you know, my mom is a very people's person, so she'll do everything for people. So I became a people pleaser, you know, over time.
Mm.
My dad is more intellectual, is a lot more, you know, a bit standoffish. Like I'm gonna stay in my corner. Doesn't have really many friends. He'll speak to everybody, anybody, but like interesting, deep topics, joker and everything. So I have that from him. So it's like that balance is tough because it's like on one side is I care, on the other side is I don't give a fuck. Like,
Oh my
what do I do with this?
god.
So I'm in the middle, like, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
So over the years, you know, yeah, you try out
Yeah.
and you learn things and you're like, yeah, it's good teachings because that's at the end of the day, it's like you look back and you think, yeah, I want to be that kind of person, you know, I want to be good, I want to do good, I want to be able to help people, I want to support people, but at the same time, I do not want to care
Too much.
too much, but it's not. It's like I don't want to carry a burden that is not mine. It's like I'm learning, I'm trying, and it's like sometimes it's hard because when you feel like you feel and you care with your heart, it's difficult. It's not just the brain, like saying I care, but you care with the heart. So there's a lot that you carry, and sometimes even just for like a random person, you know. So it's learning to be there without carrying that burden, like it's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
You're just there to accompany that person through it. You can feel for them. It's like the empathy thing. That's crazy because you have the empathy and the compassion. They're like, it's two different things. I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
Really, empathy and
Yeah,
compassion.
yes, because they're like, so when you have the empathy, I think it's to a level where I think this, if I'm not mistaken, might have to Google that shit. But one of the two is like where you feel with the person,
Mm-hmm.
but you still have like your little bubble, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like your boundary where you're like, I feel for you, I'm with you,
But
um,
this is yours to carry.
but you know, it's like it's your thing, it's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. Like tomorrow, your boyfriend breaks up with you, it's your breakup, it's not mine. But I feel for you.
Yeah.
But then I've had moments where in the past where if you know one of my close friends would be in a total depressed mood or whatever, and I was in a good mood, my mood would switch, and I would feel, so it's like I feel for my friend, but at the same time I'm really feeling everything and
Yeah.
I'm taking that, but that's not
So
healthy.
you're sucking their
Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
and that's not
Yeah.
healthy.
I feel that
And
shit all
that's,
the time.
yeah, and that's like now where I'm like, okay, I'm learning and I'm trying to distance myself in I want to say emotionally, just not to, because we all carry different things, we
Mm-hmm.
all have our personal and private things to handle. So taking on that burden of your friend at the same time
Yeah.
and feeling the mood is is just chaos for yourself. Like you're just like destroying yourself at that point.
Yeah.
And that takes time to learn.
See,
Like and to be able to,
listen, I
apply it and do
bought
it.
so much a good self-help book.
Good?
Yeah.
Read them.
They're on the side of my bed collecting dust. I have so much going on, so many feelings. And yes, my doctor told me that I really have to ask myself the difficult questions, know where the trauma is coming from,
Mhm.
what is triggering you. But to tell you the truth, I don't even want to touch that because just one trauma alone is so difficult and it's still very vividly.
Mhm.
And I think is what messes me up in relationships.
Mhm.
But if I go back, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like if I'm scared, I know I have to because fuck, I'm 41 and I really need to get my shit together. And at this point in my time, I feel so lost. Like I don't have any identity. I nothing. I feel void,
Mhm.
but with so many feelings.
Yeah.
It's like if I start to unpack this, what the fuck is gonna happen to me?
Things are gonna change.
Yeah, but then if I'm already in this mental state, imagine if I start touching those things.
Yeah. But I think don't put the pressure. There's no timing.
You
So
know
that's,
me,
I
yeah?
know, but that's the worst because you're like, you want things to go away so fast. You want
Mhm.
things to move so quickly
Yeah.
and you already want to see yourself there. Like manifest that shit, obviously, like, yeah, I'm going to be my best version. I'm going to be whatever you want to be, queen of the world. Just picture that, but no pressure because the more you put pressure, and I think our brain, like when we work that way, it's like it's too much.
Yeah.
It's overloading. It's like it's overwhelming, and then you do the opposite. So that's why it's like always go baby steps. Start with maybe little things. Try not knowing who you are, or like you say, like finding yourself. I feel like
Hmm.
at this point is finding yourself again and
Yeah.
finding, like I was lost after COVID. Like I don't know what I like. I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't know who I am. What the hell is going on? And but then you try to reconnect with little things, like things that you used to like, or you used to love to do, or you try to tap a little bit back into it and see how you feel then. um, Lay it down, write it down, write your emotions, anything, like, let it out, let it out. I will say therapy, if you know, if that's something that I know a lot of people like, I don't know, especially for us, like taboo, you know. Once I mentioned I went to a therapist, and I'm like, what? But yeah, because sometimes you have your friends, you have the people that you trust, and you know, I love that. We need that,
Mhm.
like, we need that support system. And I'm sure, you know, we are that support system to a few people as well. And that's what makes the friendship and the relationship great. But at the same time, sometimes you just want to speak to a random person, a stranger, and it's like, it's weird, but sometimes you still have that fear of judgment, or it's like, you know, what are people gonna think about me or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's letting go of that. Like, letting go of that is freaking hard. It's, you know, it's like,
It's
our
yeah.
Moroccans, the Moroccan community is very, very much, it's sad, it's sad to say, and that's something that's always pissed me off and always annoyed me. Is like, very still on that, where, you know, gotta be careful, careful how you dress, careful what you say in front of people, careful who they see you with, you know.
Really.
That cheese man, the gossiping, come on, girl. Like, really, Dominicans, get out of here. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
they love that, they live for it, and you know yourself, you're not doing anything wrong. I know, like, I'm an angel. I've always, you know, I always butt head. I am. See the hollow of my head? Like, I would have sometimes, you know, like, the mini fights with my mom back then as a teenager, and even growing up, like, freaking my 20s, you know. Yeah, but you're friends and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like everybody else. Like, I'm different. When you know you're different, like,
Yeah.
I know my boundaries. I know what I cannot do. The people that I hang out with, you know, just because you tell me do, I'm not gonna do it, you know.
Hmm.
So, and that's still something that unfortunately is still around. And when you grow up with that, it's another extra thing to handle and to deal with,
Exactly.
because we're in a Western country. Freaking, you know, there's very little, I don't know, like, rules when it comes to all of that. You know, people
Hmm.
do whatever they want. Like,
Correct.
these
There's
kids,
no rule book to
no,
follow.
they, you know, they go out all night, get home at 6 a.m. Ish, do that, and mama will wait for me at the door. Excuse you?
Yeah,
No,
but you know, it's not all
no.
Moroccans.
I know. That's why I say it's like, it's
It's
still very,
so you guys are bad.
because they're bad.
At least here in Antwerp,
Yeah, there's a mix. Like, it
yeah.
depends. I think it comes with the region. It comes also with the generations as well. You know,
Hmm.
my parents, it's older generation. You know, my mom is
Hmm.
over 70, my dad's over 80. So, different mentality, different kind of situation. But that also plays a lot in how you react to, you
Correct.
know, to the world, and how you grew up, the type of person you become. It's a mix. It's like the traumas, the things that you lived, and then the environment, like the culture that you grew up in.
Do you feel the pressure that you have to maintain a good image for Morocco, like for your country in that
um
way, or is it just mom and dad?
I wouldn't say for my country. I would say, yeah, family, and then probably, it used to be like the, like, close circle, or like neighborhood type
Mm.
thing. But I'm the last one. I'm a different generation. I grew up in the, like, I'm my own person. When I, you know, obviously in every family, every person is completely different. But I really feel, you know, one of my first session in therapy, when I was telling her a little bit about, you know, little things like every character in the house or whatever, the family. And I never saw myself like that, but the way she said it was like, oh yeah, actually, that's how I feel. So basically, it's like I've been, observing the world, around me. It's like there's this big bubble, you know, everybody's, you know, doing their thing. I'm there as well, but I'm not 100% partaking
Hmm.
with everything. I'm just watching. And it's like, okay, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. So it's like, kind of creating myself based off of that. I'm like, that's crazy. And then you're like, no, I have to start actually like be there. I'm here.
Yeah.
And so then you start, standing your ground and saying, this is who I am, this is how I do things. I don't care what they say. There's a lot of things like when it comes to how you dress, when you go out, traveling in our community. Now it's become a little more, okay. But a lot will go back to the religion and say, yeah, a woman cannot be on her own, traveling alone and everything. So it's like a lot more strict in that sense. But I was like, yeah, well, if that's one bad thing that I do, I'm sorry. I mean, it's like God sees me, like he knows what I'm doing. It's like it's very tricky to have those type of conversations in our communities, in our families. Now my parents, I think, we've established that trust. I've taken them also on vacations. It's like it's not like I'm just going and hey, bye and disappear, like I let them know where I am, usually who I'm with, what I'm doing. I call them, bring them a little thing. I take them also on vacation sometimes. So it's just give and take in that sense, but also showing them, it's like out of respect because I know they're from a different generation. And that also it's a lot to play. Like people tend to blame the parents a lot. Hey, I'm guilty of it as well. Guilty of it as well. But when you tap in those traumas and you tap in, the evolution and the family generational trauma as well, because that is a big thing. Um, you have to, at some point, like dig into that because you need to. It's like you get to a point where we just have to remember that our parents, it's their first time living life too. First time having kids, or like, even if they had four before me, but every child is different.
Correct.
My sisters were born in the 70s. I was born in the freaking 90s. So
Yeah, it's
there's a whole gap,
yeah.
So it's like, and you get to that point where you're like, okay, they did what they knew was best for that time. I can't blame them for everything because it's too easy. It's too easy to say, yeah, it's their fault. No, they acted the way they acted. I accept them the way they are, mom and dad, whatever, whoever. And I used to have a lot of anger towards that because, like, in the bullying and everything, it's like I never felt like anybody stood out for me. It's like, yeah, okay, it's there, and I just had to go through it on my own, and that's what traumatized me big time. And that's where the survival comes in. It's like,
that's
okay,
what I'm feeling now.
yeah, but it's hard. It's hard because and so imagine that, you're a kid, like you're 8, 9, 10 years old, whatever, and that's the moment where you're supposed to be surrounded, protected, defended, love, like feel the love and the affection and everything. And then you're an adult and you're like, shit, where's that?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you don't know how to give it. That's one, because you don't know how to give something that you didn't have. But then I got to a point where I'm like, I'm tired of blaming someone else for something that I'm feeling because I'm not a child anymore. So I cannot spend the rest of my life feeling like I was at 9 or 10 years old, feeling that today when I'm in my 20s or now I'm in my 30s.
Hi, guys. You're listening to Vagina Therapy. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once you're done listening, feel free to comment and share with us your experience and what you think of this episode. And hopefully we can chat a little bit more about it as well. See you next time.